like, did you know that you had this disease? Did you know that you had this STD? And some of them would say yes. Okay, well, are you being treated for this STD? And some of them would say no, because I don't believe that I have it.
What? Damn.
Welcome back, Motivation Nation. It is your host, Air Gordon. Listen, we're about to jump right into it. She said, y'all women tell everything, tell this. I don't know what she's talking about, but we about to find out.
I used to work at this one place, and a lot of the women would come in, and it was routine for us to test them. And not a lot, but sometimes women would have STDs, even if it's something that they can get rid of, or even if it's HIV or herpes. And some of the questions would be asked, like, did you know that you had this disease? Did you know that you had this STD? And some of them would say yes. Okay, well, are you being treated for this STD? And some of them would say no, because I don't believe that I have it. Some of them came from the health department. The health department tested you and said that you have this disease or this STD, and this is the medication that you need to take. So you have been non-compliant and negligent for months, because that's when it shows up in the system that you were tested for it.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Give me a break. So you telling me they're coming in saying that they know they have this STD, but then turn right around and say that they don't believe that they have it, so they're not going to take the medication? Listen, man, people should be brought up on charges for things like this. Seriously. And I know it's a HIPAA violation to share people's medical records, but I don't know. There should be some type of a law about this where if someone is walking around with an STD, they have to disclose this information. But this is the main reason why when you're out there dating and having casual sex, you're playing a very dangerous game, especially if you're doing it unprotected. Because as you can see, if in fact this young lady is telling the truth, this is a very dangerous game, and a lot of people don't care anything about their life, so they don't care about yours. And that's why sometimes if it's too easy, you probably do not want it. Because some of these people have no problem having this and spreading it. But let's let her keep going, because this is very, very disturbing and disgusting all at the same time.
Okay, that's one issue. Then we would have the women that come in, they get tested, and we would ask them again, like, how long have you known about this? Oh, well, I'm just not finding out. Okay, well, your spouse is on the way. Are you going to tell your spouse? Oh, no, I'm not telling them. You're not going to tell your spouse. You're not going to tell the person that you're sleeping with. Okay, that's another thing. Then you have the ones that have HIV. They've known that they have HIV. They refuse to take Biktarvy. They refuse to get the shot that you need every 2 months, which is relatively new. They don't want to do anything. Non-compliant and straight up negligent in regards to their health. Have you told your spouse? Oh, no, he doesn't know.
I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry. The law should be changed on that. I'm sorry. I don't think that that information should be. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that if you're married and your spouse has an STD because they have been obviously unfaithful and they've gone out and contracted something, do you think the hospital should be obligated to tell you as the spouse that your husband and or wife is have something as severe as HIV? I think any STD for that matter, because at the end of the day, that's your wife. And I and I understand if they haven't put you down as someone that the doctor can speak with, then about your medical history, then they can't tell. But I don't know. It's just something inherently wrong about that, especially with I don't know. I don't know. It's just something in my mind wrong with that someone's spouse can show up and be sick, and I know the doctors and nurses would love to tell that spouse, but they can't because it's the law. But that's just something has to be said about that. You can't keep that information from your spouse. You just can't do it. Like, that just goes to show how little love a person would have for their spouse in order to have that and not even tell them. But hey, like my dad said, it takes all this to make up a world. So I do believe this type of stuff has happened. I have known people that worked at the health department, and I've heard stories like this. So I have no reason not to believe that what this lady is saying is the truth. But it does shed light on a scary, very scary mind frame of people that are out there, and you have to be careful and you have to be safe. But let me let her finish. We'll give our closing remarks, and I'm gonna see what you guys got to say about this. But look, don't click off yet. It just last 12 seconds. Just wait till you hear this.
Is the person that you're sleeping with your husband, baby daddy, side piece, whatever you want to call it? How y'all not telling people that y'all sick? Y'all tell everything else.
Yeah, exactly. People, they tell everything else. She's right, but they won't tell that. But that's generally the way people operate. They don't hold themselves accountable. And anything that's going to stop them from doing whatever it is that they want to do, they're not going to engage in it. Because a lot of these people want to live reckless. They want to live irresponsibly. And then they don't care what they do and how it affects someone else's life. And then they go run and play victim and say it's not their fault once they get exposed. It's every other outside situation, influence, or whatever you want, a set of circumstances other than their own actions. And the unfortunate part is those actions actually do have real victims. And so, my advice to everyone out there that's doing the casual thing, be as safe as possible. Because I hear a lot of stories, I get a lot of emails of people that are having casual sex with complete strangers unprotected, which in my mind is insane. I've read some stories, and we're going to get into those on this channel as well, where people have had one night stands with people that they don't know unprotected. And this is how some of these stories come up with these people that are infected with these STDs, because they have laid down with someone that they don't know, because they have moments of lust and moments of judgment, a lapse in judgment, and they just went for it, and now they're dealing with the consequences. But like she said, in some of these situations, they can actually clear it up but won't do it, so that's just negligent. I don't know, that's why I said they should be brought up on charges. But look, I'm not gonna make this video any longer than it needs to be. If you've made it this far, I do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that hype button, hype us up, hype up the channel, and jump down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about this. How do you guys feel about hearing this? And if you've never heard anything like this, I don't, what do you guys think? Do you guys know people like this? I know somebody out there knows somebody that's done something like this. Let us know down in the comments. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Out.